So everything you saw there was shot using the DJI Mini 3 Pro. This camera came out a few years ago, but it's still very usable to this day. I've flown this drone so many times and I've taken it to so many places. And in today's video, I just want to talk about things that I like and don't like about this drone. This drone is absolutely light. It's under 249 grams, so it categorizes as a micro drone. So that means you don't need to register the drone or get a license before you can even fly. With that being said, you still have to follow rules and regulations. The drone is not exempt of any laws, but you just have a little bit more freedom compared to the bigger drones. And another thing that I like about this drone is that it can shoot in normal colors or in D Cine-like. So the D Cine-like is the flat color profile that's available for the Mini 3 Pro. If you're familiar with the newer DJI cameras, then you probably heard of the D-Log-M. So the D Cine-like is basically the first version of that. Out of all the drones that existed back then, this was the cheapest that had the flat color profile available to it. So the Mini 3 only shoots in normal colors, while the Mini 3 Pro can do normal and D Cine-like. That's why I got this specifically. And it was on sale, so can't say no to that. And you know what else is on sale? My YouTube subscribe button is 100% off. So if you click it, it'll make me happy and let me know what you think of this video so far. So this drone also has an active track, so it can track a person, a moving object, a car, or a person on a bicycle. So it also has obstacle avoidance sensors. There's 2 on the front, there's 2 on the back, and there's 2 at the bottom. So when you're flying out and about and maybe you miss an obstacle on the screen, you didn't see it, the drone will see that and it will automatically trigger its emergency brake. So when you're flying in normal or cine mode, the obstacle avoidance sensors are active. However, when you're flying in sports mode, then it is disabled. But knowing that the drone has sensors on the front, back, and bottom, it's good to know that you have that extra sense of security when flying this drone. More notable pros about the Mini 3 Pro is that it has auto return to home. The camera rotates 90 degrees for true vertical filming. It has a few automated flight modes. It is small and pocketable. It can even be used as a gimbal camera without having to turn on the propellers. And the drone is cheaper now that the Mini 5 Pro is out. With all those things that I like about the Mini 3 Pro, here are some possible deal breakers to be aware of. The extended intelligent flight battery weighs more than the standard battery, which puts the drone above 250 grams. For most countries, if your drone exceeds 250 grams, it is not a micro drone anymore, and you have to get it registered and you have to get a drone pilot license to fly. It's best to check your local laws and regulations before flying. The D Cine-like is quite outdated compared to the latest D-Log-M found in the most recent DJI cameras. It will significantly have less dynamic range, especially on the shadows, very noticeable when you're filming on darker days. And another deal breaker is that there are no obstacle avoidance sensors on each side. You may think that the front, back, and bottom sensors are enough until you do a side pan and there's a tree branch nicely sitting there waiting for the drone to hit it. I'm not gonna lie, I've done this a few times on my first few flights. Other notable disadvantages. The wind performance isn't that great. The drone is still a mini after all, so that's that. So the camera is only 8-bit, no 10-bit, even a normal color profile. The internal storage is a bit useless at 1.3 gigabytes. So you need an SD card for the drone. Not only that, you also need an SD card for the controller. And there's a signal dropout in dense urban areas, especially around buildings. And the propellers are still quite loud. Here's how it sounds. Speaking from personal experience, here are some tips if you do decide on getting a drone. You will crash. It's not avoidable. Get the refresh if possible. When buying secondhand, make sure that the drone is unbound from the previous owner's account. DJI unfortunately cannot and will not unbind drones for you no matter what. So make sure that it's unbound or it's just going to be a paperweight. This applies to all of the drones from DJI. Another tip is that get a lanyard for the remote controller. Very underrated accessory, but you absolutely must get one. This will free up your hands while folding, unfolding, catching the drone, or doing other tasks. Speaking on landing, you can take off and land just on the palm of your hand. And when you catch the drone, don't flip it at all. It's useless, it could damage the drone, and it makes you look like an amateur. Your comment section will let you know that, no problem. So that has been the DJI Mini 3 Pro. It's a great little drone and can deliver cinematic footage when pushed to its limits. Before I go, I want to thank our sponsor for today's video, Dehancer. It is a film emulation plugin that instantly makes your footage cinematic with a few clicks. They offer a wide range of plugins, but my personal favorite is the Dehancer Pro. It has film grain, halation, bloom, film damage, and many more in a single plugin. They're also working on a standalone desktop app currently in its beta testing phase, and I think it's worth checking. Whether you're new to filmmaking or you're a seasoned professional, the Dehancer plugin can truly elevate your videos. Use my code DONUTS for a 10% discount on all their products. Link is in the description. So my name's Justin. I make real-world camera videos like this. Subscribe if you haven't. I'll see you in the next video.